Wizards played last night.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
they showed
pretty.
up.
It was not pretty.
Let me guess. They gave up 125 points.
They did.
Yes, they gave up 125 points.
125 to 104 loss. Another game without Dwight Howard, and they basically haven't played with Dwight Howard this year. He's barely been on the court. They gave up 62 points in the paint yesterday.
Who was guarding Davis? I didn't watch any of the game.
Sometimes it was Bryant. Sometimes,
Tommy Bryant.
14 minutes.
You know, just sometimes it'd be Jeff Green.
Yeah. Impossible.
Cakes and I were talking about there was one possession where Holiday went right down the lane with defenders like outside the lane, and they didn't even make an attempt to steal it or block it.
Yeah,
It was
just
just
had an
ridiculous.
unobstructed path to the rim. Just gently laid it in. I think it was a left-handed lay
Yes.
in.
Yes.
And I just looked at it and said, well, this is another night of playing no defense.
It
Well,
looked like a layup line.
That's when we talked about the the little mini 2-game winning streak, and they beat Houston
yeah.
the other night. And Houston, by the way, is not very good. They lost again last
And beat
night
the Pellies without Anthony Davis.
without Anthony Davis. But we said, look, they're going to beat some teams on the schedule that you don't expect.
Right.
But they're going to lose. They're going to lose some games that you say, hey, they just kind of scratch your head, like when they lose to the Nets at home or lose to the Heat at home, whoever. But last night was the typical Wizards performance.
Yeah, Bradley Beal said after the game, our effort just wasn't there tonight. Effort.
More often than not, that's what you're going to get.
Says it was our defense. It was not our offense. Didn't guard the ball. Didn't help each other out. Transition was terrible. As to why, I don't know.
They didn't help each other out. That was glaring.
Have no idea.
Whatever.
Hey, they're only 1.5 out of the eight seed in the East at this point. As bad as
it
it's
is a
been.
long season, so we'll see. The games like last night, though, they're very difficult to watch. I only watched one quarter.
Here's what I do know. Their next game's at Philly. There's no chance they beat the Sixers in Philadelphia.
I
Zero.
I think there's a chance.
0%.
There's a chance because
Who's going to go? Who's going to guard Embiid?
I know, but
you know what the
sometimes
Sixers record is at home?
I know they're very good. But my point,
11-1.
my point is,
They play
Bradley
up to
Beal talks about how they had no effort in this game. There are
So
times when they have
they'll
effort.
give effort
Even in the
against
Rockets
a good
game,
team.
it looked like a typical Wizards game with no effort in the first quarter. They gave up 42 points, and it could have been worse because the Rockets missed 5 out of, and then all of a sudden they played with intensity.
The Rockets suck.
They're not very good.
Philly doesn't. Philly's damn good. Oh.
Yeah. More about the Wizards than it is their opponents, is what JP's saying.
Yeah.
It's more about the Wizards. And they're
When
like,
they're
Well, I don't know.
engaged-
Even if they're playing at the top of their game, I'm not sure if Philly's playing at the top of their game, they're not better than Philly.
maybe, but if Philly's only at 90% and the Wizards at 100,
Yeah, well, they better hope Philly's at about 40%.
maybe.
I
No,
don't know.
Philly might be the favorite in the East now.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on whether you believe in Toronto. Got teams like the Bucks, the Celtics have been disappointing, but
Yeah,
Philly's right up
I
there
would
since
believe
that
in all
Jimmy
those
Butler
teams.
deal.
I would believe in all those teams. I mean, they're proven they're legit.
So if you want to chime in on that, you can. 800-636-1067.
By
It's
the way,
frustrating, and this is why we say Coach Brooks has to be frustrated
Oh,
because he just doesn't
he's
get
miserable.
consistent effort.
He's miserable.
And Bradley Beal's name is being tossed around as a potential target of the Lakers.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting. I don't know if I'm the Wizards. Would you trade Bradley Beal straight up for Brandon Ingram? I don't think I would. Ingram's been kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Ingram fan.
I think he was the number 2 pick
I mean,
from Duke.
if you're only doing that, you're just doing that just to break up the two. You know what I mean?
Right.
What are you doing to shake up the
If I was
chemistry?
going to trade Bradley Beal, I got to get a starter, a guy off the bench, a legit guy off the bench, and a draft.
Yeah, definitely need a pick thrown in there, too.
Yeah.
Can't just take a one-on-one for Brandon Ingram.
Unless
You got to throw a sweetener in there.
unless, like you said, it's just it's intolerable, and you just have to get
Right.
rid of them. You know, you have to
And
split
he's
the
the
two
only
guys
real
up.
tradable piece.
Right.